Hi everybody, we are back. It's good to see you. We have all the aesthetics done, all this childish weapons and stuff like that, just to have a little fun. The main object is the full-size one. We will build a full-size one. I just want to weigh it down and make it as extravagant as possible, just to show that I'm capable of making anything that I come up with and make it work well. Okay, so everything is straight in the rear because I just want main push and lift. But the reason I cocked them in here is because when you're in a real low profile to the ground here, instead of being like this and getting no wind resistance, I still got wind push off the ground when I'm controlling it. So I believe it's going to control it better for maneuvering close to the ground. And then this is the camera for, I guess my battery's dead, but this mounts, I don't know if I'm going to use it, but it is a nice digital camera. And this thing zooms out big time out of this hole right here. And it looks bitchin', and I know the footage will be bitchin', but does it weigh too much? I don't care. So I'm gonna finally glue the bottom to it. Last time you'll see the carbon fiber. I know it's painted. It's ridiculous, but there's the laser, the guns, battery, camera setup, so she's going on. Camera operates with the goggles. Pretty bad to the bone. And what we got is a pretty good range of motion. Probably change the clock on it because I don't need it to point straight up like that. I probably need it about right there, and then it'll go farther down to see this ground straight down. So all seen the tailgate work. I know it works every time, but it is pretty badass. Oh, look at that action. This is like a band that's built into the floor and actually pulls it in. And then you got, of course, EBSC, Even Balance Suspension Corporation, because it's all about suspension in my book, but it works flawless. Obviously that looks good.
Ready?
Yeah. Bada boom, bada bing, eh? Oh, nope, that's the outside fuses. See, they both burnt.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but how long did that take? Okay, I'm going
Good 2 seconds.
Now I'm going to do the inside fuses. Oh, okay, I guess they are red. Oh, that one's still... That burnt the piece of paper off. So I got the panels off so I can load the CO2s right here. So here's the panels off. They just slide into spot. One screw holds them in. And then you have no wiring. Those buttons hit prongs that give it power. So you can take them off while the lights are on and put them right back on, and they turn back on. It's nice. Tapped it using the same screw that goes in it. Just forced it in and slowly in and out and made threads. So hopefully it still works. Bada boom, bada bing, eh? Lockers. So it's pretty easy to get into. I usually oil the top of this before I load it. So now you got your CO2 on this side, and I just rebuilt them. So the needles are all brand new. I put a lot of rounds through the last guns, so now it loads pretty good. No sealed, no leaks. That was a pretty good one right there.
Yeah, it was.
So I'll go. That's why I got the panels off, so you can get to the CO2 units. Okay, so this one's a little trickier, isn't it? Oh, got her. Tricky my butt, huh? Just getting it out's tricky. All right, now I got it back in. Let's see if we can load this one just as good as we did the other one. Oh, bam!
Oh, nice.
There it is. That's a good little pop there. Okay, so we're good. All right, so let's let's get a look down range because we're going to shoot these guns right now. We got
Okay.
CO2, and I believe we got BBs. So let's see where. Oh, let me turn the laser on so we got an idea of what we're hitting. Okay, there's our laser. We are live, gentlemen.
Nice.
It's firing bright to do it at nighttime, so it's safe to take out all the CO2 when it's just sitting here. That's a lot of CO2, buddy. Oh yeah, that's what this button operates. The headlight. All right. So the suicide drones are docked and charging. I guess that one's done charging. Okay, so everything is always harder than it seems when you design it. But these are the rocket launching platforms. Little baby drone gets set right here. And then there'll be a pod here for 2 of the rockets. But look at how shitty this looks from the gate. On the rocket platforms. And that's the servo that's going to eject the little suicide drones. Tedious, tedious, tedious. All right, everybody. We're going to do a servo test. So these little servos are going to drop the suicide drones. But I'll mark that little dot inside there. Okay. So now this piece comes off. Glued now to the bottom of the little suicide drone. And then I put the drone on. Pretty much where I think it goes, because I had it right where I wanted it on these little baby platforms. And then I work this drill bit till it goes inside the hole, and I think I hit it. And then I roll this gear until it pushes that drill bit completely out. Now it's locked in place, and the only way it'll open up is if I hit the servo to open it. Alright, so now I have 2 platforms with suicide drones ready to disembark for their mission. So now it has little suicide drones on her. It is now a mothership. Here's the rocket launchers and the rockets. They specially made these for me. So I got these all set up here. But I wanted you to see the difference between the old, these ones, and the 3-bladed props. Yeah, the 3-bladed props, they're a lot bigger, but I bet you there's more surface on these ones. And they're going to be super quieter, more responsive maybe, I don't know, and have a higher pitch, so it's going to sound like a freaking jet motor, jet engine, I should say. So we'll try both. Now I got a little difference because I wanted a little bit more lift power. People seem to like the 3 blades, so rock and roll. All right, there's your interior lights. I didn't really show them before, but they really light the place up. 48 blue LEDs, and that button's over here, but there's going to be a camera up inside there. My Fox here, high def, reverse camera. It'll just be stationary, but it'll give me a nice shot of the back view. There's a button on my Lumineer flight controller that's set up for 2 cameras, so let's utilize it. All right, there's your rocket setup. I think it looks like a warbird if you ask me. United States Air Force. Right there, buddy. That's what it says. Yes, it does. Right there. So, these are the rockets. Get all this out of the way. I really like these platforms. They bend into the right angle, so they're still giving it lift. I think it'll stabilize the whole vehicle when you're not on the throttle.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to line these lasers up with lined up with that laser. So right about there, and we are launching rockets where the guns go. Grouping. If my left gun was working as good as it should be, I got to check out what the problem is. But you have a nice grouping up here from the right gun, nice grouping right here from the left gun. You got your laser hitting right in the middle, so we're pretty good. We're going to definitely hit what we're aiming at downrange. So, and that's at about 35, 30 yards maybe. But I don't know if you got a shot of the left side working, but there's your left side working. Pretty frickin' snazzy if you ask me. Power doors. And the mechanism is so much quieter. So I have all the electronics. I have a good soldering gun, my flight controller, reverse camera, beeper and lights, and all the wiring I'll need, and a good soldering gun, I say. And I'll be able to start wiring it. So when it comes to wiring, the wires are already running through the frame. I'll open up the canopy, but you've all seen, let me open it up. So there's some buttons up underneath here. It pops this open. Yeah, one-handed. Get your canopy off. And so wires come out here, they go to the speed controllers, and then they go to the power distribution board, which is right there, and then that goes to the batteries. The flight controller and other electronics will be underneath this piece. So I just gotta trim and clean all these crap up here and get it all wired. I can do it. And then when it comes to putting the canopy back on, it's literally just a double click there. Pretty nice. Let's look at these landing gear here. They are power, like everything else. Laser engraved EBSC in them. And I'm probably going to change, I'm definitely going to change the springs out. There's springs up inside of here. And this is a little tool that goes up in there and twists the end cap. And I can put a bigger spring in here because it's pretty much at its capacity. Okay, so what we got here is a weapons case with all your shiny blue Kevlar rockets, which I don't necessarily want to shoot. Here is, whoopsies, the GPS antenna. That's the jig I made to make sure everything was straight. And then I made this top piece. Okay, so here is my GPS unit. There's a little cap that goes on top of it. It'll all be painted blue. Alright, well, that's all, folks. I will see you soon, and remember, all we have to do is take care of each other.